with free info kit on Gold IRA. Hertz Gold is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text HEADS to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Talk Radio 560 KSFO, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a Cumulus media station. We'll take a look at KSFO traffic.
Still major delays in Vacaville, 80 westbound after Lagoon Valley Road. The two right lanes have been reopened following this multi-vehicle crash. The two left lanes are still closed. You're stopped from 505 and experiencing a delay of about an hour. San Jose, 280 northbound before the 10th Street off-ramp. We have an accident that was blocking the right lane. It has been moved off of the freeway. You are stop and go from the 680-101 split. That's traffic. I'm Katie Green.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards. Or we can talk about how with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem-rewards. Terms apply.
This traffic sponsored by Zero Res Bay Area. Get 30% off carpet and tile cleaning services. Zero Res January special. Visit ZeroResBayArea.com and use promo code ZeroRes1. 30% off carpet and tile cleaning services. ZeroResBayArea.com. Promo code ZeroRes1.
Let us tell you one thing about calling our tax attorney, Stephen Moskowitz. He will never judge you if you've messed up in the past. I mean, for instance, and Stephen's with us now, if somebody hasn't filed for years and years.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead, we'll go to the government for you, federal and state, we'll get all the records they have on you, and then we'll go ahead and file your tax returns. And a lot of times, people don't file tax returns because they just didn't have the money and they make a mistake. That's okay. We'll file all the returns that you need, and then we'll go ahead, and if you need to make a deal, we'll go ahead and do that. It's much better that we go to the government before they come to you.
Yeah, don't ignore it. Call now 1-888-TAX-DEAL. That's 1-888-TAX-DEAL. 1-888-TAX-DEAL. Or MoskowitzLLP.com. That's MOSKOWITZLLP.com. MoskowitzLLP.com or 1-888-TAX-DEAL.
You can start a career that allows you to work with purpose. Future. The Alameda County Probation Department is seeking dedicated people to make a difference as a juvenile institutional officer associate, working with youth in facilities, playing a critical role as a mentor, role model, and life coach to youth while ensuring safety. Apply for a career as a juvenile institutional officer associate with Alameda County Probation, where we work with a purpose and could use your help to build a great tomorrow today. Apply today at acgov.org and click on careers.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. Brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaques in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. That's right. You can try this treatment at no cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in San Mateo and Sacramento, call 650-649-7944. That's 650-649-7944. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Bill.
And we are owners of American Vision Windows.
Happy New Year, Bay Area. Right now, American Vision Windows is making easier than ever for you to afford custom-made, beautiful new windows for your home with 0% interest plus free expert installation. Order by January 31st.
I've been in the construction trade for 35 years. The level of quality of product that they use for their prep work was top-notch.
With a great experience, I couldn't have asked for anything better. Can you tell I love these guys?
Call 855-339-9956 or visit American Vision Windows.
Team at American Vision Windows, and especially for you, our customers.
Home improvement industry, one customer at a time. American Vision Windows.
For all offers, call or see website for details. Offer expires on 1/31/2023. CSLB number 77832.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. Payroll provider isn't overcharging you, shall we? First, go to your payroll provider's website to see what you're currently paying. Oh, what's that? You can't clearly see your pricing because your vendor is running a temporary sale or making you call for a free quote? That's unfortunate. You will instantly see our payroll pricing for companies with 1 to 100 employees. Well, there you go. At least now you know what you should be paying for payroll. Software.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's Patriot. With PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
On Saturday, the Memphis Police Department announced it would permanently deactivate its Scorpion unit that the 5 ex-officers now charged with murder belong to.
Units of that kind sometimes can, both in Memphis and around the country, can sometimes breed a culture of over-aggressiveness.
Officials declined to say whether Hemphill was a member of the unit, created little over a year ago to address violent crime.
Yeah, we need to figure out beating death that has 5 officers already charged with horrible crimes. We got a couple of more that have been relieved in some EMTs now. Let's get the latest on that.
2 Memphis police officers are on administrative leave as investigations into the brutal beating death of Tyree Nichols continue. One of the officers, Preston Hemphill, a 5-year veteran of the force, was relieved of duty alongside the 5 now fired officers shortly after the January 7th traffic stop, according to the department. They say information about the disciplinary action was not immediately released because the investigation is still ongoing. An attorney for Hemphill was never present at the second scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
We say that he should be terminated like the other 5 black officers that were terminated.
Attorneys for the family of Tyree Nichols calling the revelation disappointing, saying in a statement, it certainly begs the question why the white officer involved in this brutal attack was shielded and protected from the public eye, and to date, some sufficient discipline and accountability.
So somebody gets a lesser charge or might be getting a lesser charge, and they're white, then it's clearly another piece of evidence about the white supremacy. They weren't part of this. The white guy wasn't part of the beating to death thing. Yeah, which will lead to not similar charges. I know the efforts to make this all about race, I like Robert Krasinski. People really want this Memphis thing to be about race. The fact that government power is always dangerous no matter who lives. The idea that people with power often abuse their power. In fact, not often, always do. Not every individual always does, but power always gets abused, and it's the history of the world. We gotta deny and stay on top of it. It doesn't have to necessarily be driven by race. Well, you have the nation's intelligentsia that's trying to get something like a Marxist revolution going, but instead of saying it's a class warfare, now they're trying to get it started as a race warfare, or gay versus straight, or whatever. And then you have the useful idiots in the media who want to be enlightened and progressive, so they say, yeah, the good guy. And you ignore the core problem, which is as you outlined. Van Jones on CNN, opinion piece, the police who killed Tyree Nichols were black. They might still be driven by race. At least one response being, what if, stay with me, these 5 men were actually agents responsible for their own reprehensible actions and not merely hapless puppets being manipulated by invisible hand of inescapable and omnipotent white supremacy. Yeah. So, and then the other part of the conversation that is back in is the getting rid of the police just in general. Now, this is a fringe, maybe the worst political slogan in the history of politics. Abolish the police. There's a blue check mark saying history says that policing has everything to do with white supremacy. Policing wasn't about protecting people from the beginning. It was about protecting white folks' property and shielding them from us black people. Police history is rooted in slave catching. The argument that floated on social media and has been since George Floyd that there was no such thing as police until they needed to catch fugitive slaves, which is really a wacky argument. There have been, well, it's not an argument exactly, it's just a statement of fact, which is not fact. But it's just odd that you would think that would fly
own people for stuff, either from other people in your own village or people in another village. Always. Right. Isn't that weird?
They would ride along the road with you because there were so many highwaymen. Everybody got robbed, so everybody kicked in for some protectors, or they were sent from on high or what have you. It's as old as humanity.
There's another blue checkmark liberal on Twitter if you think the Memphis police officers had to be white in order to exhibit. You need to take that AP African American Studies course that Ron DeSantis just banned. Turns out one of the authors of that course that Ron DeSantis banned has been tweeting since the horrifying beating all varieties of the crap about police forces were invented to catch slaves and all that sort of anti-history stuff. Yeah.
It's crazy. Absolutely nuts.
So, just the facts of what's going on right now. 2 more Memphis police officers suspended, as you just heard there. One officer using a stun gun to hit him in the torso before the beatings began. The investigations also led to the firing on Monday of 2 men, which I think a lot of us were wondering about that, and a lieutenant by the Memphis Fire Department for failing to follow protocols, properly assessing Mr. Nichols' condition while he was slouched on the ground against his vehicle. It just seems like your entire job, I mean, that's your whole thing, is you show up to a scene and someone's hurt, and you run over and help them. I mean, technically it's a protocol to follow.
Yeah, I'm reading an email. We got several from law enforcement officers who, just a quick note to those of you who wrote emails saying essentially, rush to judgment, you don't know what it is, blah, blah, blah. Even though our arguments were, I think, about as reasoned and even-handed as you'll hear anywhere, all of the cops who've written in, all of them, and all of them who ever write in on this topic say the same thing. That was terrible. They either had terrible training or they ignored their training. That was an embarrassment. It should never happen. Okay? Send emails, you morons. See, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. I've lost my head. And then lack of accountability for that lack of training. One cop in particular, whose email I'm looking at right now, says, based on the video, their training and application of force was terrible. And he talks about how in the initial stop, that the efforts to corral the suspect who was high on something or whatever were terrible. They used too little force. They could have ended it. But everybody was just kind of floundering around like they were in a bar fight, not executing their training at all, which led to then the uglier encounter next. But he says, obviously these officers are liable for their actions, but I think the police department here is the worst part. The department will never take any responsibility, let alone full responsibility for their role in these situations. They do a press conference saying it's a tragic event and they will hold their officers responsible, but they will never admit to their role in this tragic event.
Yeah, I certainly get all that. There was the training involved in that part, but there's no training involved in that guy over there. It looks like he's gonna die. Somebody help him. You don't need training for that. You also don't need training for a guy died in your hands to tell the truth. That's not a training issue either.
True enough.
I mean, that stuff is out, and when the trial comes, we're all going to see it, I'm sure, in way more starkly black and white. They filed all kinds of false reports about what happened that day, which is hugely troubling.
Certainly back to a point you made, and I think it's the key point. It's a system of authority, because they will abuse it. Yeah, not every human being every time, but the overall tendency, it's undeniable. It's so self-evident, I feel like if they explain it to you that the sun is warm. It's a truism.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing that goes on politically. So, on the right, I feel like the average person has come to never trust any FBI person ever, but always trust every street cop.
reminded of, like, the communists were trying to get control here, there, and everywhere. Everything that happened and everyone who made it happen or spoke the word that tended to undermine